Hey Yogi, welcome to class. If you are new to the channel, I'm Rhi, this is Drake, welcome. And if you are returning, welcome back. We love practicing with you on YouTube. Before we jump into this little short Vinyasa practice, if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please do. It just helps Drake and I to grow our little spot in the YouTube universe. So, I don't think you'll need any props for today. I've not got any, but if you know you like to practice with them, grab them, but we're not going to use anything in particular. And then come to meet me at the back of your mat in a child's pose. Let's start nice and low here. So big toes can touch, knees can go wide if that's feeling good. And then just start to walk the hands out. Stretch the fingers a bit longer than usual in this child's pose. Maybe you even want to lift the palms just to create a little bit of length on the underside of the arm. Maybe you want to take a soft child's pose. Feel free to sway side to side. Start to tune into a more focused breath. Doesn't need to be ujjayi, but just any controlled breath. Try to take it through your nose on the inhale and out of the nose on the exhale. Beautiful. From here, roll forward, come into all fours, find a tabletop position. And then we'll take some wrist circles just to get into the wrists, into the hands. Gripping the mat with the fingers, circling the shoulders one way, feeling the weight transfer across the palm. And if you're someone that you know you need a little bit of extra wrist warm up, feel free to pause here and do whatever additional things you need. I always need a really long wrist warm up personally, so feel free to stop and explore. Getting some blood down there, getting some weight into the hands. If you're just coming along with me, then just keep circling backwards and forwards and back, and just allow the movement to be pretty exploratory while we just shift the weight around. Turning the fingertips to the edges of the mat and then just rocking from side to side. Engage through kind of the center of you here, so engage in the glutes, engage in the front body, the back body. Take the sway. And then from here, walk the hands around so that the fingertips point all the way back, and still grip the mat with the fingers. I feel that you can do that. And then as you inhale, take cow pose, drop belly, lift chest, lift tailbone. Exhale, push and round, chin to chest, tailbone tucks under as much as it can. Inhale, come back through, moving through the spine. Exhale, cat pose. Inhale, back through. And exhale. Come to neutral, bring the hands back to a regular place, have a little bit more of a wiggle on them. And then untuck your toes, sit back to your heels. Setting up for flying integration, so Mayurasana prep is a more traditional name for it. So hands are going to frame the outside of the knees. You want to have the thumbs pointing roughly up the mat and hands just turned out slightly, just so we can really engage through the chest. The toes are untucked. Take an inhale, lift your chest, prepare. On your exhale, drive your knees into your chest. You might need to scoot forward a little bit. We want to find some deep compression here. You're going to tuck your chin to the chest. I'm not going too massively because it always sounds like I'm shouting down my mic. So just really trying to drive the knees into the chest, lean forward slightly, hips roughly in line with knees. Be here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and slowly, with control, lower down on 1. Nice. Take the fingertips behind you, roll the shoulders, and then inhale, lift the hips, bridge them up. Doesn't need to be really big here. We just want to kind of send it all the other way. And then exhale. But onto the heels, I completely went blank then, totally. Come forward, tap the feet out if you feel like you need to. There can be a lot on the toes. And then tuck the toes under, lift the hips high, find downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Feel free to move around here. You don't need to be static in this one, or anyone, but certainly for this first one of the practice, we kind of just want to feel moving weight around in the hands, the shoulders. Feel free to bend, straighten one knee and just allow weight to move around the body in the shape. Making sure to really push up and out through the hands, up and out of the shoulders. Nice. And then coming into a bit of stillness, lift your heels, bend your knees, inhale, roll through into high plank. Exhale, bend the knees, push back. Downward dog. High onto the toes, inhale, bend the knees, look forward, roll into high plank. Exhale, wave back, down dog. High onto the tiptoes, bend the knees, tuck your tailbone, spring and curl forward into plank pose. Exhale, wave it back. Nice. Inhale, lift heels, bend knees, roll forward. This time we'll take anywhere between 0 and 5 push-ups. Then drop the knees. Push your butt back, drop your forearms, look forward, come through along your mat into upward facing dog. Wave back. Downward facing dog. And always throughout any practice or this practice, feel free to drop the knees if you need to or want to have nice integrity in those push-ups. Cool. From here, we'll go through a couple of vinyasas. Inhale, lift heels, bend knees. Roll through high plank. Exhale, half or full push-up. Drop knees, drop forearms. Come through into up dog. Wave it back. Down dog. Lift heels, bend knees on the inhale, braid forward, come in to plank. Drop the knees or keep them lifted, but take your push-up. Drop knees, drop forearms, come into upward facing dog. Drop your shoulders down as you arrive and wave it back. Downward facing dog. Nice, hopefully building a little bit of heat here. Lift heels, bend knees, ripple forward, high plank, and then take your vinyasa. Wave it back. Downward facing dog. Beautiful work. Lift your right leg nice and high, 3-leg dog. And then bend your right knee, springing off the left foot. Come into a low lunge. Drop the back knee, right foot to right thumb. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, sweeping your arms up. Exhale, frame the front foot, lift the hips high. Come into modified pyramid. Inhale, rebend the front knee, rise up, high lunge. Exhale, hands meet the earth. 3-leg dog, right leg goes high, send it up and back. On your inhale, bend your left knee as you bend your elbows to drag you through, pull through. Upward facing dog. And wave back. Downward facing dog. Nice, left leg high, 3-leg dog. High onto the right toes, left knee drives in. Spring off that right foot to come into your low lunge, left foot to left thumb. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, open up the heart. Exhale, fingertips to the mat. Tuck the back toes, modified pyramid, so you're working to straighten through both legs, but they don't have to straighten. It's all relative. If you want to keep a bend in the knees at all times, please do so. Rebend the left knee on your inhale, rise into a high lunge. And then exhale, hands to the mat. Left foot goes all the way up, 3-leg dog. come in for that pull through. So bend the right knee, drag yourself along the mat, come into up dog, inhale, wave it back. Downward facing dog, roll into high plank pose on your inhale, and exhale to Vinyasa. Feel the heat rising, certainly for me anyway. And then back to down dog. Right leg will go high. 3-leg dog, high on the ball of the left toes. That right knee bends in. Spring forward off the left foot, right foot to right thumb. Drop the back knee, low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, fingers to the mat. Start to lift the hips and straighten the legs. Come into modified pyramid. Rebend the right knee, inhale to high lunge. Exhale, hands frame the front foot. Right foot goes up to the sky, nearly said left. Bend that left knee, this is your spring. Pull yourself forward and into upward facing dog. Wave it back on the exhale. Downward facing dog, left leg up to the sky. High onto the right tiptoes, bend the left knee, drive it in. And then spring off the right foot, right knee drops. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Exhale, modified pyramid, lift the hips, work to straighten the legs. Maybe the left toes pull back towards the shins, your call. Rebend the left knee, deeply bend the back knee, rise into a high lunge. Exhale, hands to the mat, left foot goes up to the sky, 3-leg dog. Bend that right knee, drag yourself forward and into upward facing dog. Wave it back. Downward facing dog, no pause. Lift heels, bend knees, push through into upward, into plank, Exhale to Vinyasa. And you can skip these at any point. You can drop the knees in them. Find the rhythm to the practice that serves you today. Inhale, that right leg will go up. High on the left toes, and then on your exhale, right foot to right thumb, drop the back knee, inhale, rise, low lunge. Exhale, hands to the mat. Modified pyramid, straighten through that, or work to straighten through that right leg. Rebend the right knee, bend it deeply. Left hand will plant, maybe even off your mat. As you inhale, all 10 toes will turn to the right. You'll come onto the outer blade of both feet for high horizon lunge. Inhale, sweep the right arm up. See if you can scoop the left hip under you. Feeling buoyant here. Exhale, right hand will scoop underneath the left armpit. Come into wide leg forward fold, Padottanasana, and feel free to just sway. If you want to, of course, you can plant the hands or the forearms and go deeper, but it might feel nice to just keep lifted a little bit. Pull the femurs back into their sockets, stretch the hamstrings and sway. Who knows? It might feel good. From here, all 10 toes turn to face back to the top of the mat. Bend the right knee deeply. Right hand goes out in front of right knee. Inhale, come into your Parsvakonasana, side angle. And don't worry if your feet aren't exactly where you want them to be here, that's fine. Looking beyond the fingers to the top, beyond the top of the mat. Really start to send the energy forward and drag yourself in to Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Whilst the work is in the right leg, make the left leg work for you too. So as you move forward, engage it, engage the left glute so it can bring you up. Find some balance here. Then slowly, as you inhale, bend that right knee. Gently replant the left toes. Rise into Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Inhale, come out of it a little bit, rearrange the feet, and then exhale, find a commitment to the asana. Go to a place where you feel challenge. Inhale. And exhale. Hands frame the mat. That right leg will go all the way up again, 3-leg dog. On your inhale, bend everything to come forward into upward facing dog. And wave it back on the exhale. Downward facing dog, left leg high. Bend the left knee and spring forward. Left foot to left thumb, drop the right knee. Inhale to low lunge, Anjaneyasana, reach the fingers up. Exhale, hands frame the foot as you find modified pyramid. Plug that left hip back. Send that right thigh forward. Rebend the left knee, plant the foot, inhale to high lunge. Exhale, hands frame the mat. Maybe the right hand goes off the mat here. All 10 toes turn to the left. We're on the outer blade of both feet. So find a bit of buoyancy here. Allow that right hip to scoop underneath the left. Inhale, the left arm will reach up, high horizon lunge. As you exhale, left hand goes under the right armpit, turn all 10 toes to face the right. You're in a variation of Padottanasana, wide leg forward fold. And again, you can do whatever you like here, but we're just going to sway side to side. You can find stillness. You can go deeper in the stance than I am. Do what feels good for you in these moments. Nice, on your next inhale, all 10 toes turn to the top of the mat. Bend the left knee deeply. Left fingertips go either, of course, left forearm can come to the left thigh, or maybe you want to reach the fingertips further away from you. And find a variation of Paj Vakonasana, side angle. Take an exhale. Take an inhale. On your exhale, look beyond your mat. Weight is moving into that left leg. The right leg's going to work to lift. Find Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Flex that right foot. Use it to engage that leg so it doesn't switch off. And then engage the glutes. Feel strong here. Feel capable. Hand can be to the block or the floor. Slowly bend that left knee. Gently land the right toes. Come up into warrior two. Find the position, find the asana, and then sink into it, commit to it. Go a bit deeper than you'd like. Take an inhale. On the exhale, hands frame the front foot. That left leg will go back up, 3-leg dog. Then bend the right knee, pull through, come into upward facing. Wave back. Downward facing dog, awesome stuff. Walk the hands back to the feet. Nice. Take a little bit of a ragdoll here for a moment. Opposite hand, opposite elbow, and sway. We've been moving quite a bit. Just notice how it feels to change the pace, to move a little bit more with the rhythm of the body rather than setting the pace as we have been. And then release the hands. As you inhale, look forward, Ardha Uttanasana. As you exhale, slide that left hand underneath the left foot. Right hand under the right foot. And really make sure the toes are up to the wrists here. So you don't want to be stood, if at all possible, just onto the fingers. We want to get into the meat of the palm. So we really want the toes to meet the back of our wrist or the top of our wrist. Inhale, look long, lift the chest. Exhale, bend the elbows, fold. Make sure that you have that low belly connection to the tops of the thighs here. So if that means you're in a really, really deep fold with the knees bent heavily, that is totally cool. That's where you go. Maybe you can straighten the legs and find that fold. That's also awesome. But wherever you are, you're in tune with your body and you're folding at the hip like a pancake. Well, I'm not sure that's the right analogy at all, but Like origami, as one of my teachers would say. Inhale, release a little bit. Maybe the arms straighten. And then exhale, go deeper, bend the elbows, let the head go. Maybe you can straighten a little bit more through the legs, but keep that soft bend. And then inhale to release. Nice. From here, keep that low belly connection to the thighs. And this time take the arms behind your hamstring, so behind the thighs. So they're going to go roughly somewhere, you know, just above the knee, below the butt, and then opposite hand catches opposite elbow from there. So like the opposite of a front ragdoll. And then as you inhale, try and pull your arms so that you send your chest even deeper onto your thighs. And then as you exhale, try and straighten the legs. And this time, don't worry about anything rounding. You're just looking for as much straightening as you can muster, whilst keeping hold of that bind. Nice. Slowly bend the knees, release the hands. Slowly roll up on the inhale. Reach the arms up to the top. And exhale, pull them through the center. Nice. Awesome. Make sure you're right at the back of your mat here. We want a little bit of a runway. So right to the edge. Cool. And then you want to have your weight into your left foot. Drive your right knee into the chest. And we want to feel quite buoyant here. So feel free to just bend and straighten. Standing strong on that left leg. And then lean back, lean into it. Keep the knee as tight to the chest as you can. Take an inhale, straighten through the right leg. Exhale slowly. Right foot will land halfway up the mat. Bend the right knee deeply, lean over, start to lift the back leg. Find your crouching warrior, your bent leg warrior 3. So think about lifting the chest, lifting through the back leg. Nice, and then inhale, drive that left knee all the way into the chest as you stand. Catch hold of the left big toe, or just do this without that. But we're going to come down into the pistol. So if you're not yet coming down in the pistol, that's fine. You're going to hold it for as long as I'm moving through it, and then you'll release the foot and follow me. So take an inhale, drive that knee into the chest. On the exhale, kick that left foot out, pull the hip bone back. And then slowly start your descent. So if you're coming with me, you're going to bend, 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 slowly land. Try and hold it there. If you're still holding it at the top, great, fight for balance, push up and out of that right leg. And if you're at the bottom, slowly take that left foot, bring it under you, next to the right. If you're standing, come down, find a toe stand. Nice. And then from here, we're going to lean back to gently drop both knees together, squeeze your glutes to pick you up, reach the arms up. As we exhale, we'll cactus. Inhale to lift. Exhale to cactus. Inhale to lift. Exhale, draw the hands down, come to sit back onto the shins. And then from here, we're going to try Mayurasana, just because it's quite a spicy practice, so why not? So you're going to take your hands, sweep them around so that your forearms and your palms face up. And you want to make a shelf with the tops of the arms here. Come forward, plant the hands. Traditional is hands together with the fingertips back. But if you like to have a little bit of a gap, which I do myself, feel free to do that. And then I like to walk the knees back a little bit. And then lean over, create the shelf. So you want to get the arms kind of somewhere into the abdomen, and then lift. Lift the legs. Try and pick up the chest. Be here for 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly lower on 1. Bend the knees. Come back into your little seat on your heels like nothing happened. So just notice what happened there. Maybe it went well, maybe it didn't. Next time we go into it, because we're going to try again, we'll go in with knees bent. That's always sometimes a little bit more accessible. I probably should have opted it the first time round. So anyway, from here, we're going to come into Bakasana. So you're going to lean back, lean back, lean back. Drive your knees in towards your chest. So knees towards collarbones. And then lean forward. Come into Bakasana, knees to the triceps, triceps pushing back into the knees. It's not a one-way conversation. Drive your heels into your butt. Be here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. On one, either come down and come back to plank, or maybe you jump back and take your vinyasa. Dropping knees and forearms, sliding into up dog. You're probably off your mat, that's fine. And then wave back. Downward facing dog. Walk the hands back to the feet. Come all the way to the edge of your mat again. Bend the knees to rise to stand. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, pull the hands through the center line. Nice. We're going to do it all again. Whew, it's not easy. From here, the weight now goes into the right leg. So left knee drives into the chest. Bend that right knee. Come in and out of it. Flirt with the balance. And keep this left leg active. If it's just hanging there, it's not going to help. If we can make it active, it makes standing on the other leg much easier. Start to lean back, take a bit of a back bend here, open through the chest. Inhale, straighten that left leg. Exhale slowly, with control. Left foot finds the mat. Lean over the left foot, bend the left knee. Hands can come to the center of the chest. Bend the left knee deeply, find crouching warrior. Lift through your chest. Kick through that back foot, lift the back leg. Nice. Inhale, drive that right knee in as you come to stand. Exhale. From here, inhale, take your yogi toe lock or without, and exhale, straighten. Nice. Inhale, prepare. Stay here, or on the exhale, we'll slowly find our way into our pistol. And one side is often easier than the other. Just acknowledge it, maybe smile at it. And then slowly, right foot comes underneath you. So coming all the way down to toe stand if you stayed up in the standing balance. Nice. We're going to go again through that little sequence. So leaning back, letting the knees gently touch the mat. Inhale, squeeze yourself up. Reach the arms up. Exhale, cactus. Open up the heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, cactus. Squeeze your glutes to lift you up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, sit back to the heels. Nice. So for this one, we'll come into it with the soles of the feet together, or at least the knees bending. So it'll just make us a little bit smaller, and you might find that it's just more successful that way. It really just takes a few goes to get used to it. I'll put a card up actually, so I've got a tutorial on this on the channel. So we'll prep ourselves to sweep the arms around. Forearms and palms will face up, driving into you. Then plant the hands, and then find a good hand position for you on the mat. I like to walk the feet back a little bit. And then lean forward, find the shelf. And then from here, maybe drag the feet together along the mat and just see if that encourages everything to lift. Soles of the feet can be together. And you're just here. You're just chilling. You're just hanging. You're just saying hello, not far off the floor. And And then when you're ready, the knees will drop, push back, come to sit back onto the heels. Nice. Awesome work, yogis. From here, you're either going to take a 10-second Bakasana or any other sort of, any playtime you want. So maybe that's a crouch entry into handstand, whatever's calling you. Yeah, maybe you want to have another go at that peacock. So wherever you are, set yourself up and just go for it. Wherever you go, be there for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, Vinyasa on 1. And finding down dog. From here, look to the top of the mat and just step or float the feet to the top. Dropping your butt down. You made it, we made it. Rolling onto the back. Nice. Give the knees a bit of a hug in here. We've done a lot. It's not been a long practice, but we have done a lot, my. So if you're feeling a little bit cooked, so am I. I think the only one involved in this situation that is not feeling cooked is Drakey, who is feeling pretty chill there. Feel free to rock from side to side. This is the last bit of moving before we come into Savasana, so take what you need. Maybe that's a supported bridge pose. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe you're done. And then make your way into a nice Savasana. Use whatever props you have around, or cushions, blankets, anything that's going to make this feel very restful and at ease, because that practice was not a restful or easy practice. So reward yourself in your Savasana. It's very well earned. Allow yourself to really drop in here. As always, we won't stay with you, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't stay. So please take as long as you have for a really well-earned Savasana. This is where Drake and I will leave you. As always, it's an absolute privilege to practice with you today on YouTube. I hope to see you on the mat again soon. Thank you, Yogi.